Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today the long wait is finally over. For me, not for you, you just got here. Today we're unboxing the Thermaltake AH T200 Snow Edition. This box is in worse shape than I remember. I hope everything inside is okay. I've had this case for a little while now, and I've been waiting for the right time to build in it. Recently, that opportunity presented itself to me. So we just did a big remodel at our house, including the game room. My wife has the much larger version of this, the Thermaltake AH T200. And long story short, that build simply won't fit with our new setup. She still really liked the style of the case, so we're going with the slightly smaller form factor, and this white and black version is going to blend in really well with our new setup. Once everything's done on that end, maybe I'll show you. Enough chit chat, let's get to the unboxing. I can't remember if I mentioned this already, but for those of you that are not familiar with my format, I typically do an unboxing video to get to know the case, followed by a build video, so you can see what to expect if you do one of these yourself. Also, a lot of my builds turn out pretty cool, so I think you might want to see them anyway. Ooh, just got shocked. Oh, the static electricity on this is... I like working with hardware, not electricity. This looks secure, but not the easiest to open. We have accessory pack up top. Sounds like screws. So this case is in here. These panels sandwich it side to side, and it does sit upright in the box. A manual. Let's see if we can lift this straight out. That's a good idea. Oh no. And away we go. This is a cool little case. Now I understand at first glance some of you might be looking at this and say, little case, what are you talking about? I could tell you, or I could just show you. So this is little brother, and this is big brother. I have the back of the case and the feet lined up with this so you can see in the profile just how much bigger this original case is. You could fit this case inside this case. This case is bigger than some of those mini bikes you see people crouched on driving around. We will do a tribute video for this case once everything's all said and done, so enough of this one for right now. Let's get back to this. The last thing I need is another hernia. I gotta get back to the gym. I am old and out of shape. All right, back to it. The Thermaltake AH T200 Snow Edition. This case is roughly 22 by 18, has a micro ATX form factor, and is relatively open, which means you don't have to worry about airflow, but you do have to worry about dust. And just like its bigger brother, this one is also modeled after an attack helicopter, which I think is pretty sweet and unique. The side panels, front and back, have a single screw on top. They're hinged, so they swing out and lift right up. Very easy and pretty sturdy. So the front design has air intakes, they are just for show, and your cockpit windows to show off your LED fans. What if you didn't have LED fans? What if you had a black and white out build? That would be pretty cool. Not what we're gonna do with this. Your top I/O is fairly standard. Power and restart buttons, separate headphone and microphone jacks, 2 USB 3s, and a USB-C. You do have a perforated, I guess, honeycomb style top, and there are 4 screws, 2 on this side, 2 on the back. Well, screws, bolts. Once we take those off, we can take off the top. Just like so. Put these back in so I don't lose them later. Now this case does support 2 fans up top, but not a radiator. You do have radiator support in the front, 240 and 280 if memory serves. I have to double check the parts I got, but not at the top. Your fans actually don't even sit on the inside of these mounting bracket. They sit on the top. So your fans will screw in, and then that top that we just took off will rest back here. You'll notice as we flip back around to this side, can you see how high those mounting screws are? There is extremely little space. If you're running 120mm fans up here, you might get away with it, but definitely not if you're doing 140. In fact, there is a little groove cut in the top here, and that's gotta be so you can get your CPU power cable through, because otherwise it would not fit through that little slit. All of our cords and cables for our top I/O are right here. I think we can feed them through this little channel here. I don't know if you can see it from where I am on the camera. And you'll notice down here that there's no perforation or anything here in the basement, which means your power supply is going to be sitting fan up. That is perfect for all of you that like to put your cases on your carpet. Which don't do, get a stand or something, don't do that anyway, but if you're going to do it, if you're not going to listen to me and literally everyone else, then this is the case for you. Swinging around to the rear, there is no mounting brackets for a rear fan. Front and top is all you get. Also no support for an I/O shield. So if the look of an I/O shield is something that really gets to you, make sure you have a motherboard where one of them is already mounted. Our power supply will sit slightly off of the direct base, maybe half an inch. There's a little ledge here and a little ledge here. Not enough for airflow, do not flip it fan side down. And this plate screws in right here. You can take that plate off, put on your power supply, drop it back in, but honestly, you should have no problem. I don't know, it depends how tight it is. There's another lip right here below the motherboard. It is gonna pin in on 3 points your power supply before you even do your rear screws. Swinging around to the back, rear, this side, you're gonna notice 3 sections for SSDs. That should be more than enough for this size form factor. As far as I can tell, there's no place for full-size hard drives, so keep that in mind if you were thinking of some for large data storage and stuff like that. One thing I'm noticing, and this was kind of a problem with the other one, cable management looks like it's gonna be a little messy. We do have some straps here, which is nice, and we do have these perforated sections here that we can probably get something on, but there's really no spot to hide your cables. So if you're like me and you hate cable management, hey. And just to be thorough, here's the base. It's got small feet, and again, don't put your power supply face down. Fan down? Never. I think this case is cool for a couple reasons. One, I think the design of the helicopter, this vehicle look is unique, cool, and is really going to stand out, especially in an awesome game room setting. And secondly, it's a white build, but it's not all white. So a lot of times when you get a white build, you get a good amount of white components, but all your cables come in black anyway. Or then when you try to go get your components, some of them have white highlights. Like you'll have white heat sinks on your motherboard, but then the board itself is black. So it's very rare to have an all-white build. And with this build, they've leaned into the black accents because they know that you're gonna have that in your PC parts. So you have these black bolts, you have the black I/O, you have the black trim on the windows and air intake. I think that's gonna help tie this whole build together when we're done. And I say that because I know the parts that are going in here. And if you want to know the parts that are going in here, you're just going to have to tune in the next video. Because in that next video, we go through the full parts list, and then we do the build. So you can see how practical it is, how well it gets put together, and see the size and form of the parts that you think will work for you. I always try to put a lot of care into my PC builds, and this one's going to get just a little extra, because this one's going to my wife. So that's it. Like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Check out Fearless Fragger on all the other social media sites, and I hope to see you very soon in the next video. Bye.